Who here has a pet cat? Yeah. Very cool. Does anybody have a pet dog? I do. Yes, you got a dog. Has anybody got a pet bird? We do as well. Yes? Okay. So, today I think that Pastor Andrew is going to be talking about God's kingdom, the kingdom of heaven. And that reminded me a little bit about the foster kittens that we have at the moment. So, these are our current foster kittens. We've had 4 sets, I think, in the last couple of years. This is Caramel, Tank, and Tiny. Caramel got Caramel for obvious reasons. Tank was named Tank because he was the biggest. And Tiny, he was the runt of the litter, and he hadn't had much nutrition at all and was super tiny. And that's actually him after he's put on quite a bit of weight. So he was really tiny when we got him. And they love playing. They love their toys. They just go crazy. Circles, wrestling. You can see there's Tanks reaching down to try and get Tiny underneath him in the tower. And that's Tiny on the right there. So you can see his face is just that little bit crunched up tiny face. And there's Caramel and Tank having a little bit of a wrestle in the window. And there's Tank going back. And that's Caramel giving what for. Now, Caramel, he got a bit sick. And he was the middle-sized one and doing very well at keeping up with Tank. But then he got sick. And he got so little. He was the same size as Tiny for a while there. He's all better now. We had to give him medicine. But since then, he kind of squeaks a lot whenever they're wrestling. And it's almost like he's saying, oh, no, don't get me, don't get me. And then he'll jump. And then he'll be like, yeah, I got you. So you can see him there pulling his little face. Now, there's a few things about foster kittens that reminded me about God's kingdom of heaven. So if anybody here, all of you said you have a pet, right? You have to clean up after your pet. They're lovely. It's so good to have pets, but pets come with responsibility. There is jobs, there is mess, and you have to do it. In fact, that's why it's just Zach and I here this morning, because just before we left, there was a mess requiring a bath for Tiny, who is still learning how and where you go to the toilet. So it means that there's lots of mess. So it's a really big deal if somebody fosters you or adopts you into their family. Like, that is reckless grace. They're giving up stuff, that time, energy. They're putting all of that in for no other reason, just because they want to help and because they care. So God gives us reckless grace. And he also cleans up our stinky messes. We do sin. We make mess, and he's the one who cleans that up. Now, there's nothing that these kittens could do. Like, we love it when they purr and when they snuggle with us, but there's nothing that they could do that could earn that. Like, they were headed towards a very sad life if somebody hadn't come and rescued them. So they couldn't earn it, but they can return it. They can purr and snuggle with us and hopefully learn where and when to go to the toilet. And they can share it with each other instead of fighting, because that's one thing they're still learning. Because they didn't have enough food when they were little, they get really, really grumpy at mealtime, and there will be growls and hisses and claws out, and you have to separate their bowls so that they can go, oh, this is mine, this is mine, this is mine, I'm going to eat it all, instead of sharing that. So when we've been adopted into God's kingdom, we should share the love instead of going, nah, this is mine. You can't come in. You don't look right. You don't smell right, or as animals would say. So we're all given a place to belong and to share in God's kingdom and share that with other people. Thanks for listening so well, guys. You can go back to your seats.